In sports, there are heroes and there are villains. Who's who? Well, that depends, and often only on a moment. On Chicago's North Side, there is a place that, despite all its lore, has witnessed more heartbreak than heroics. A place that last saw a World Series when Bing Crosby was the top draw at the box office and gas cost 15 cents a gallon.
The National League champs, the Chicago Cubs, against the American League winner, Detroit's own Tigers.
The Cubs lost the 1945 World Series in 7 games, and for the rest of the 20th century, they'd never get so close again. But 58 years later, Wrigley Field was alive. The Cubs' time had finally come. Game 6 of the National League Championship Series, one win away from a long-awaited return to the World Series.
I was looking over the left field wall and the center field wall, and all you could see was people. People as far as the eye can see, jamming around Wrigley Field. And this is the game that's going to do it.
October 14th, 2003. For Cubs fans, it was a day that was living up to its expectations.
Mark Pryor's on the mound. He had had a remarkable rookie season.
Well, Pryor's dominating. He's throwing like a 3-hitter, just untouchable, the Pryor that we'd seen all season.
8th inning, 5 outs to go, a 3-run lead.
And my story had said the Cubs going to the World Series, blah, 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 you know, so that I could punch the button at the right time and it would go to my editors.
And then all of a sudden things start to fall apart. It's a pop-up, or you can call it a fly ball, but it didn't go awfully far. It was right on the borderline of the seats. Moises Alou is coming in from left field, and he runs toward where the bullpens are in left field. And he goes up to make this catch.
At the same time Moises Alou was going up to make that catch, a fan reached out and deflected the ball.
They kept showing the guy, look up the replay, the TV is right above us, and you're going like, wow, they're really concentrating on that fan a lot, because from where I could sit, you knew that something had happened with Moises and a fan, but I really didn't see how close it was until I saw the replay. And then they just concentrated on this poor guy.
His name, Steve Bartman, a die-hard Cubs fan. And by chance of a foul ball, his life was turned upside down.
Everyone was ready to kill the guy. Just the mood had changed so much in the park that everyone was a little more tense.
From there, the Cubs began a complete meltdown.
The players, I mean, they lost their focus, obviously. And then after the wild pitch, the error by Gonzalez, the shortstop, really opened the floodgates. And there's a guy that really was probably more responsible for the loss than anyone, and he kind of skated on it. It just kept going on, and at some point you're just like, you know, well, this is too bizarre now. And then after each run scored, the cameras kept going back to Bartman, and then you could see it was getting ugly over there.
Ugly enough that security escorted Bartman away from the field. And blowing a 3-0 lead, the Cubs lost the game 8-3 and ultimately the series, falling again in Game 7, the blame for which would fall squarely and almost exclusively on Steve Bartman's shoulders.
It changed his life, let's face it. He can't, I'm sure, go to places and, hi, I'm Steve Bartman, and not have people raise their eyebrows or even, oh, hi, how you doing? Oh, you're famous, or I hate you, or whatever. I mean, I don't know if he goes by a different name now or what, but the name Steve Bartman is, you know, part of Cub history.
Finally tonight, fans of the Chicago Cubs are holding an exorcism of sorts this week to banish the pain of their team's latest collapse.
In 2004, the ball at the center of the Bartman incident was bought for $113,000. And then it was blown up.
By getting rid of it, we'll take the weight off the Cubs and they'll win the World Series in 2004.
The Cubs didn't win the World Series in 2004 or the year after or the year after that. And focus has never left Steve Bartman.
And I think even though most Cub fans, time's gone by and they realize it was not him, Bartman did not lose the playoffs, but still the episode, you just can't whitewash it from history. I mean, it did take place, and it's never really going to completely go away.
In sports, there are heroes and there are villains. For Steve Bartman, it was a moment as incidental as reaching out for a foul ball that made him the most vilified fan in baseball.